How far would you go to save your child if they were kidnapped? Here we are at Brennan Theaters tonight watching Prisoners with Hugh Jackman, Terrence Howard, Jake Gyllenhaal. This movie is a drama. It is a little slow, but I feel they're embellishing that whole process of my kid was kidnapped, here's the process. And you kind of see that. You got like the charismatic cop, Jake Gyllenhaal, who's all about, I'm gonna solve this case. You got the police captain who's kind of like, whatever. It's not in the budget, can't do it. And you kind of see the spectrum of that, how you got some cops that want to do it and other cops that don't care. There is parts I was gasping, like straight up, you know, and then other parts where I'm just kind of like on the edge of my seat because it's like, oh my God. Amazing. Hugh Jackman, A+, top performance. I mean, can't reward that dude. Like, I mean, there was parts where he's like doing his thing and I'm like, oh my God. Terrence Howard, a little mad at you for quitting on Iron Man 2, but love the performance in this. Loved it. It's like a redemption for you and I kind of thing. Jake Gyllenhaal, at first, I didn't like you in this movie. I was a little confused as to what you were, but then as it progressed, you're like, love this guy. This guy's the The only downfall to this movie, a little bit of getting to know some of the characters just a little bit more before just jumping into it. But all in all, great movie, highly recommend it. It is on the edge of your seat, it is a nail biter, it is totally worth paying a ticket to go see it. Even maybe a good date movie because after the movie ends, there is a lot to talk about. A lot to talk about. This movie is a solid 10. 10 out of 10. Very unusual for the fall season of films, but 10 out of 10. Go see it. What did you think of Prisoners?
I really enjoyed it. It was a good movie. It was slow. The character development of the main protagonist was kind of lacking in the beginning, but then you have the main core of the movie is based around these two little girls, but their character development is very underdone. But then you have the character development of the parents and the siblings, which is huge, and you root for these people to be the prevailing good over evil, and it's just amazing. And it's very slow paced, but once it gets in there, it's good and it's very heart-wrenching, and you're rooting for these people. But if you pay attention to details, you can figure it out. It's one of those movies that's very suspenseful, but if you're just paying attention a little bit, you can figure it out. I did.
So, anything you didn't like about the movie? Without giving
What I don't
spoilers.
like is that this happens in real life too, is that you have parents who are focusing on one of their children because something bad happened to them, and then they forget about their other children. And I feel like that was kind of portrayed a little bit in this story, is that, they do have other children, and I feel like that they're putting a lot of pressure on these kids and not giving them the attention that they need. And it's shown in there that they're not paying attention to their other kids, and it's just frustrating to see that even portrayed in the movie.
So who was your favorite character?
Jake Gyllenhaal. He was a wild card. Very much so a wild card in this movie, and you kind of have this feeling of, well, I don't like him, but you root for him because you feel he's the key to everything. He's the key to everything in this movie.
And then on a scale of 1 to 10?
It's a 9.5. 9.5. Probably only 0.5 missing for the pace of the movie not being as good as it could have been.
What do you think of the movie, Mike?
Well, a little better than I expected. I got I got a little emotionally invested, which is unusual. I keep myself just watching the movie, but I was on the edge of my seat. I was clenching my fist, clamping my jaws, like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. But we need more movies like this. And Brokeback Boy Gyllenhaal teaming up with the Wolverine, if I was swung the other way, I would have killed to see a porno like that.
Yeah, but you don't.
But I don't swing the other way. I'm as straight as a rainbow.
Anything about the movie you didn't like?
The pacing, a little slow in the beginning. They didn't provide enough character development to where you would be caring about the kids, but the fact that they are kids, and the fact that the movie seems to rely on more of a parental, God bless you anyway. The movie seems to rely on more of a parental viewers, because that's the kind of audience that will be the most invested in this. So I can see how people with kids, such as yourself, you have a daughter, would get even more emotionally invested. You'd be like, oh, holy shit. Well, I'm gonna bleep that out, by the way. I said in that.
So then who was your favorite character?
I don't really have one.
Okay, then which character stood out to you the most in the movie? The one that you enjoyed watching?
Like Lexi said, the last viewer standing here, the one with the redhead lady, she's a lady with red hair. Gyllenhaal, he's kind of bland, at first, but the more you watch it, the more emotionally invested he gets in the case he's working on, the more you kind of supporting him. You're rallying behind him, hoping he can solve the case, save the kids' lives. And they leave a lot of ambiguous things in the movie, such as his Gyllenhaal's eye flinching and his emotional deep emotional connection with the case as far as kids are concerned. So they hint a little bit of his background, but they leave it ambiguous enough that that leaves it open for discussion for the viewers. They don't fully establish anything. So when it leaves that much up to the imagination, the movie really leaves a mark. So out of 10, I'm gonna give this a 9.5. Reason for not 10?
Crap, that's like a high rating for you.
Yeah, because it kept my attention, and yet it's a dark movie. It's if you want something to put you in a great mood, this is not the movie. And it grabs you and it pulls you in. We need more dramas like these. And I hope that Hugh Jackman gets a Golden Globe nomination. He really put himself out there for this role.
And also, if you would like, comment below, tell us how we're doing. Also, like it, favorite it, share it. Sorry. Next week, we'll do a little picture here. Don John, Joseph Gordon-Levitt's first movie that he wrote, direct. Should be fun. Looks entertaining.
Yeah, I put that up there digitally. Wasn't in the budget, so I put myself out there.
He's gonna get finger banged here in a minute. Also, Great Society episode 2 is out. Click that link, check it out. Number 1 was a gas. You know what, in fact, we're gonna do 1, 2, or however Mike's gonna do this, but we're gonna have 1 and 2 both here. Options. You got episode 1, episode 2, preferably watch 2. It's got this pretty cool guy, this pretty cool girl, this other weird guy. It's amazing. Check it out. And when you're there, go on ahead and subscribe to that channel. Like the video. Leave comments. This is like an up-and-coming thing. I wouldn't lie to you. And as always, we will see you next week at the movies.